Hello everyone, my name is Putri Arneta Kirana representing Group 5. In this video, I will present our analysis of the financial performance of PT Sarigona Primarita Tbk, also known as Cleo. This presentation examines Cleo's financial performance during the 2023-2024 period using financial ratio analysis. The purpose of this analysis is to provide an overview of the company financial condition and overall performance. Next slide is introduction. Financial performance is an important indicator in evaluating a company's ability to achieve its business objective. Financial statement analysis allows management, investor, and other stakeholders to assess how effectively a company manages its resources. PT Sariguna Primarita Tbk, operating under the Cleo brand, is as well known bottled drinking water manufacturer in Indonesia as one of the major players in the beverage industry. Cleo continues to face competition and economic challenges. Therefore, analyzing the company's financial performance for 2023 and 2024 is essential to evaluate its liquidity, activity, solvency, and profitability. This analysis is expected to provide a clearer understanding of Cleo's financial condition. Next slide is research question. Based on the background of this study, the research is guided by three main questions. First, what is the financial condition of PT Sariguna Primarita Tbk during the 2023-2024 period based on financial ratio analysis? And second, what are the trends in liquidity, activity, leverage, and profitability during this period? And third, what general conclusion can be drawn regarding the overall financial performance of Cleo? This research question serves as the foundation for analyzing and evaluating the company's financial performance. Baik, di sini saya akan menjelaskan mengenai tujuan dari penelitian yang kami lakukan. Tujuan utama penelitian ini adalah untuk menganalisis kinerja keuangan PT Sariguna Primarita Tbk atau Cleo pada tahun 2023 hingga 2024 dengan menggunakan analisis rasio keuangan. Selain itu juga penelitian ini juga bertujuan untuk mengidentifikasi perubahan atau tren kinerja keuangan perusahaan antar periode, sehingga kita bisa melihat apakah kondisi keuangan perusahaan mengalami peningkatan, penurunan, atau relatif stabil. Nah, tujuan terakhir juga adalah untuk menilai tingkat efisiensi, likuiditas, solvabilitas, dan profitabilitas perusahaan yang nantinya dapat menjadi dasar pengambilan keputusan bagi manajemen maupun investor. Selanjutnya ada slide metodologi penelitian. Pada slide ini saya akan menjelaskan metode penelitian yang kami gunakan. Penelitian ini menggunakan pendekatan kuantitatif deskriptif dengan memanfaatkan data sekunder berupa laporan keuangan tahunan PT Sariguna Primarita Tbk tahun 2023 dan 2024. Sumber data yang diperoleh dari laporan keuangan auditan dan annual report perusahaan yang dipublikasikan secara resmi di webnya. Teknik analisis yang digunakan adalah analisis rasio keuangan yang meliputi rasio likuiditas, probabilitas, solvabilitas, dan aktivitas. Hasil perhitungan rasio tersebut kemudian dibandingkan antar tahun untuk melihat perubahan dan tren kinerja keuangan perusahaan.
Hello, my name is Ayesha Delia from Group 5. On this slide, we present the liquidity ratios of PT Sariguna Primarita Tbk or Cleo for the 2023 to 2024 period. Liquidity ratios are used to assess the company's ability to meet its short-term obligations. The first indicator is the current ratio. Based on the analysis, Cleo's current ratio remains relatively stable at around 1.2 times. This indicates that the company maintains a good capacity to cover its current liabilities using its current assets. The second indicator is the quick ratio, which measures the company's ability to meet short-term obligations without relying on inventory. The quick ratio declined from 0.72 to 0.48. This decrease is mainly influenced by an increase in inventory levels as the company expanded its operational activities. However, despite the decline, Cleo's liquidity conditions can still be considered healthy, particularly in the context of a manufacturing company where inventory forms a significant portion of current assets. Next, this slide discusses the profitability ratios which are used to evaluate the company's ability to generate profits. Based on the analysis, most profitability indicators show a positive upward trend from 2023 to 2024. Operating return on investment, or ROI, increased from 18.9% to 23.9%, indicating improved operational efficiency. This improvement is also reflected in the operating profit margin, which rose from 20.7% to 23.6%. In addition, the net profit margin increased from 14.6% to 17.6%, suggesting that the company become more effective in controlling costs and generating net income. The return on equity, or ROE, also improved from 20.2% to 24.6%, indicating higher returns for shareholders. Lastly, earnings per share, or EPS, increased significantly from 25.6 rupiah to 39.6 rupiah, showing that shareholders receive higher earnings per share. Overall, these profitability ratios indicate a significant improvement in Cleo's profitability and operational performance during the 2023 to 2024 period. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Alia Rahmawati and I want to tell you about solvency ratio. In this section, I will explain the company's solvency ratio, which are used to evaluate the firm's long-term financial stability and its ability to meet long-term obligation. First, we look at the debt ratio, which decreased from 34% to 27.5%. This decline indicates that a smaller portion of company's asset is financed through debt. In other words, the company is becoming less dependent on external borrowing and more reliant on its own equity. This reduction is leverage reflect the more conservative and stable capital structure with reduced financial risk, especially during periods of economic uncertainty. A lower debt ratio also suggests that the company has greater financial flexibility, as it is not heavily burdened by debt repayment. This condition strengthens its company's credibility in the eyes of investor and creditors as demonstrates responsible financial management and lower default risk. Next, the times interest earned or TIE ratio remained consistently above 20 times. This means that the company's operating incomes in more than sufficient to cover its interest expense. In practical terms, the company can pay its interest obligation more than 20 times over using its operating profit. A high TIE ratio is a strong indicator of financial health, showing that the company is not under pressure from debt servicing. It also reflects stable earnings performance and strong operational profitability. Overall, this ratio confirms that the company has a very low risk of financial distress related to interest payment. In summary, the solvency ratio demonstrates that the company maintains a strong long-term financial position with low leverage, solid earnings capacity, and minimal financial risk. Next, uh, next activity ratios. Moving on the activities ratios, these ratios measure how efficiently the company utilises its asset to generate revenue. First, the account receivable turnover, or we can say ARTO or ARTO, increased from 28 to 33 times. This information indicates that the company is collecting its receivables more frequently within a given period. A higher turnover ratio reflects effective credit policies and strong collection procedures. And that meaning customers are paying their obligation more promptly. Supporting this result, the average collection period, or we can say ACP, remained within 11 to 30 days, which they're relatively short. And this shows that the company is able to convert receivable into cash quickly, improving liquidity and reducing the risk of bad debts. Efficiently cash inflow also allow the company to reinvest fund into operation within relying heavily to external financing. Next, the inventory turnover, or ITO, remains stable at approximately 4 to 5 times. This indicates that inventory levels are well managed and aligned with sales demand. A stable inventory turnover suggests the company is avoiding both overstocking, which can increase holding costs, and understocking, which could lead to lost sales. And then the total asset turnover, or TATO, increased from 0.91 to 1.01. That's showing the company is generating more sales per unit or total asset. This improvement reflects better utilization of overall resources, including both current and non-current assets, is support revenue growth. Lastly, the fixed asset turnover, or FATO, remained relatively stable. This indicates that company is efficiently utilizing its fixed assets, such machinery and equipment, without the excessive idea, capacity, or overinvestment. Thank you.
Next, financial trend analysis. Liquidity remained relatively stable despite slight decline. Profitability showed a significant upward trend. Solvency strengthened as reflection by a decline in a debt ratio. Operational activities become increasingly efficient. The conclusion is Clio's financial performance during the 2023 until 2024 period can be considered very strong. The company showed improvement in profitability and operational efficiency. Its capital structure became healthier, indicating a lower financial risk. Overall, Clio demonstrates a positive prospect for long-term growth. Thank you for your attention. That's all from us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.